Well, here's another interesting Joe Biden gaffe and a long list of them. I saw a guy's video the other day that had it an hour and 20 minutes long of literally just piece by piece by piece in there, just a few seconds each one. It's quite amazing how many gaffes he's had during this, but this one here is done pretty bad. It's done in a church, Joe Biden in Kenosha. He said that a black man invented the light bulb, not a white guy named Edison. Hmm, that's strange. So there he is. While speaking to a small crowd at the Grace Lutheran Church in Kenosha, Wisconsin, Joe Biden made a bizarre claim about the invention of the light bulb. He says, "Why in God's name," in a church, he said this, "why in God's name don't we teach history in history classes?" And he looked around at everybody like they don't know the secret that he knows. And then he blurted out a lie. He said, "A black man invented the light bulb, not a white guy named Edison. Okay?" Yeah. He went on to say a few other things after that, but in reality, Thomas Edison is in fact credited with patenting the first practical incandescent light bulb. There was another guy named Lane, I believe, that was working on it also in Europe and things, and people have said, "Oh, well, he found out and somebody woo and all this thing." Now, who patented the light bulb? And it was Edison, and it was years before this other guy was even working for him. Biden was likely referring to Lewis Howard, it says here, but his name is Lewis Latimer, who later improved the design of the light bulb by utilizing a carbon filament after joining Edison's team years later. Happens a lot of times where there's something later, often already existing invention, somebody tries to put a patent for a different type of thing, like, hey, how about a carbon filament? And then that's not an invention. That's just putting in for a patent. But what's weird about this is this carbon filament that they talk about wasn't his idea, from what I understand. For all that he did was realize they were working on carbon filaments, but they would attach the thing to it and across to the two poles that are on a light bulb that you see the little wire that's in there, and it frequently burned out on one side of it. After eating a piece of old Beecham gum, which had wrappers around it that just clasp it like this, as opposed to wrapping all the way around like a Willy Wonka bar, he got the idea, bright idea, to not hold it and get your skin and attached to it and everything, and your oil off your hand, and just clasp it with this thing and stick it in the machine and have it attached that way. And in doing so, they lasted a whole lot longer, and they sure didn't burn up on that right side anymore. Now, this is to be commended. Somebody's seeing something fantastic. Latimer was a mulatto, by the way, but that's neither here nor there, or is it? But what's sad about this is that shortly after that, they started working with other types of filaments to see if they could get them last longer. So they went with magnesium and tungsten and other forms, and there's 3 or 4 editions right after this that they never even use this stuff anymore. And then they made the modern light bulb. But now we've created LEDs and blow that away and everything else. Don't even refer to that, though, I guess. But they would like to do that. And so I wonder if Joe Biden wants this lie to be taught in schools. I realize it's probably try to ego prop up black people, but doing it by a lie is really disgusting and wrong and can't stand, especially unless you're going to try to rewrite history and all the books that go in. And that raises a question there again. How far are you willing to go with lies that are being told? So, anyhow, so it seems like Joe Biden has somebody writing his speeches for him, and apparently they've got him, gullible as he is, to believe in something like this without checking into it a second way. They probably just looked at him and then nodded, and he went, "Oh, okay, I nod too," as opposed to anything about looking into reality of situations like this. or peanut butter, or a lot of other things that are said that have already been debunked. Oh, there's hellish videos about it. I don't need to do that. That's a debunking of this. The problem with this situation is this guy's trying to be president-elect. Wonder if anybody thinks there's a problem with that. Wonder if now he's going to come out and say, oh, that was wrong, and it's wrong to even say it that way. Unless said correctly, we shouldn't say it at all. And then say it correctly. Wonder if he's going to do that. Or just try to let that slide. Or wonder if teachers are going to try to start teaching this. Like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you think down in the comments. And peace.